Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's the 23rd day of July 2017. And I would like to show something that I'm doing. And I think this falls in nicely to the homesteading arena for some people, you know, not for everybody. But like, the further you get into homesteading, I apologize, it's kind of windy. You start adding up your skills and your resources, and all of a sudden you have something else that you can get into. And this is a good example, all right? When I was just homesteading and not commercial farming, we learned how to raise pigs. It's a bunch of little things that you need to know how to do. And then we learned how to farrow pigs. And then we learned how to butcher pigs. Then we learned how to break down the pigs after we'd butchered them. Then I built a roll-around grill, a smoker. I built it out of a 275-gallon oil drum. And then we could, and this is when I was in the Air Force, and then we would just take that to squadron functions and barbecue pigs and stuff like that. I never did it as a business. It was just for fun. And the welding projects back then were something I just did in my spare time. I hope this isn't too windy on you. But my roll-around grill is almost 20 years old now, and I want to build another one. And so I've talked to you about biochar and my exploits with building retorts, and I've had some successes and I've had some failures. And this right here is one of my failures. This is number 4. This was designed to be a retort that would be run off propane. Turns out though that I had to use too much propane to make it worthwhile, so it never really worked properly, and you had to stay with it all the time. You couldn't just turn it loose. I bet you this is going to be way too windy. So what it is, it's a pretty good size propane cylinder. I'm not really sure what the size of it is. I think it's a 6, if I remember properly. It's pretty good size across the back. And then we built this frame around it so we could put insulation or refractory on there to keep the heat in. But now I want to turn it into a barbecue grill. All right, and it's going to have about a 7-foot grill on it, which is nice. That's big. You can put a big pig on there. You can put a 200-pounder on there. And across, it's about 3 feet across, so that's huge. The problem with it is it's very heavy. But I do have a trailer that was given to me a long time ago that's a very heavy trailer that I've never used because it's so heavy. I don't know what it was made for, maybe carrying oil pipes or something like that. But I think it's going to work nicely. I'm going to have to modify it and put some new tires on it, but I think I can mount this to it, and I think it'll make a really nice deal. So this is what I have now. I just pulled the sheet metal off and got that refractory out, and now I've got to do some cutting here to get all this stuff out of the way. The steel on these tanks is so heavy that I couldn't really use the steel that's here for a door, because you'd have to have some sort of counterweight on it in order to lift it up. So I'm going to have to build some new doors to get in here out of the wind. But if we didn't have wind today, it would be hot. And I'm going to build some new doors and probably use some corrugated material on there that will serve as a good cover, but it'd be light enough so that somebody that's not huge could lift it up. Because what I want to do is I want to build a barbecue that we could start here and tow it to some other location while it's running, and then you know, people could serve off of it pretty easily. And this is not going to be any kind of commercial enterprise or anything. It's just for my friends and neighbors and stuff like that. And just, you know, I got a big family, so we do stuff like this all the time. And my grill is getting kind of worn out, the one that I have. I think I'm going to turn it over to somebody else and let them do the repairs on it, because this one is going to be so cool when I'm done with it, because I've been checking out some designs. I went down to the Windy City Smokeout last week. I didn't tell you about that because I have MDA people trolling my videos to see what I'm doing, and if they'd have known that I was doing that, maybe they'd have tried to pinch me somehow. So one of my pigs went down there and was delivered to the pit master himself, Myron Mixon, and it got me kind of interested in doing this. So that's why I'm, going to give it a shot for a little while and do some interesting barbecuing. So it's Mark for Baker's Green Acres. I will keep you up to speed on this project as it progresses.